The Patriots will be back at it in primetime on Thursday night, this time hosting the Buffalo Bills while rocking their AFL jerseys. So they'll be back in the Reds and back at home. George Bleccia here with Zach Cox at Gillette Stadium. And Zach, this is the biggest matchup of the season so far for New England, not just to bounce back after what happened against the Vikings, but also their first go with the Bills offense and Josh Allen, who straight up ran him out of the stadium last time these two faced.
Yeah, a lot of the Patriots defensive players still have a pretty bitter taste in their mouth from not only the playoff game against the Bills last season, but also the Bills' previous visit to Gillette Stadium a couple weeks before that. Those two games, they allowed 80 points and did not force the Bills to punt one single time. Basically, every defensive player we've talked to this week has said, yeah, we remember that game. We are clearly motivated to not let that happen again. I believe it was Adrian Phillips today said, yeah, we went out there and got our teeth kicked in, or no, our face kicked in. That was his exact words. However you want to phrase it, that's exactly what happened to the Patriots last year, and they're certainly going to need a much stronger defensive effort this week against Josh Allen and one of the NFL's best offenses.
Yeah, Josh Allen, normal weather games were the last two games. He averaged 311 yards through the air, 9 total touchdowns, ran for no less than 64 yards. Now, the big news today is Jelani Tavai, big news in New England at least. Yeah. 2-year extension, $4.4 million, speaks on a former draft pick by the Lions and how he's earned his way with the Patriots. But also Bill Belichick, speaking about that at his presser, brought up Raekwon McMillan, Mack Wilson, Jawan Bentley, Jamie Collins as well. The linebackers are going to be really important. That second level of defense overall to try and slow down Josh Allen, Naheem Hines, and the Buffalo offense.
Absolutely. I think that's probably the number one matchup to watch in this game. It's those Patriots linebackers against Josh Allen, because coming into that game last year, that playoff game that they played up in Buffalo, everyone you talked to said, within that Patriots locker room, they're saying, we can't let Josh Allen kill us with our legs. We can't let Josh Allen kill us with our legs. And that's exactly what happened to them in that game. They could not contain Josh Allen, both as a rusher and as a kind of scrambler behind the line to buy himself time in the pocket. It's going to be I think the Patriots are better equipped to do that this year with the collection of linebackers they have. They're more athletic. They're faster. Belichick this morning called Mack Wilson one of the faster linebackers in the NFL, and it's really going to be on that group to just make sure Josh Allen doesn't do Josh Allen things. He's certainly a quarterback that's capable of standing in the pocket and beating you with his arm, but if you remove that other aspect of his game, he's much easier to defend. And then on Tavai himself, yeah, it's a pretty remarkable rise for a player who was cut by Detroit last year, second-round draft pick, only halfway through his rookie contract, wound up latching on with the Patriots practice squad, really didn't play much at all defensively last year. He was almost exclusively a special teamer, but Bill Belichick was really hyping him up in training camp this year. I think a lot of us said, Jelani Tavai, he was kind of an afterthought in this linebacker group with all the new faces that they brought in. But he's really been a valuable contributor for them. He's played off the line. He's played on the edge. He's PFF's 21st ranked, or 21st highest graded linebacker, coming into this week. He's not a superstar. He's the kind of typical Patriots depth, middle of the roster player. But he's played well and he's earned himself some money.
And it's also good, Jelani Tavai, first thing he said he'll do with that money is buy mom a new backyard. I think that's a most solid
Got to take care of mom.
Always, always. Now, what's good with Tavai, the linebackers, they're healthy. Jonathan Jones will actually play in this game. He missed all 3 meetings last year. You also got to keep up with the Bills. Jacoby Myers said he'll play as he deals with a shoulder injury. David Andrews is expected to play with his thigh injury, but no Damian Harris. He's expected to be week to week. Where do you put the health of this offense and the defense and ranking and matching up with Buffalo?
Well, certainly two big additions if Myers and Andrews both end up playing in this game. Andrews did not play last week against the Vikings. Myers did, but he was limited to 16 snaps with that shoulder injury. Really was not the same type of impact player from a snap count standpoint. As you mentioned, no Damian Harris, most likely in this game. He did not practice this week. It's going to put a ton of pressure on Ramondre Stevenson, who's already carrying just a massive workload, really the largest workload of any running back in the last 10, 15 years for the Patriots. They typically like to spread that out between a couple of players. Haven't had that luxury this season. We'll see who the second guy to step up behind him is, whether that's Pierre Strong, whether that's Kevin Harris, whether they bring J.J. Taylor back up from the practice squad. A couple different options in there. A couple of guys who have not really been productive or really had any opportunities to do so this season. And then, back to your first point on Jonathan Jones. Patriots cornerback group, much, 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 much better in this game than it was in that playoff game. You had guys like Justin Bethel and Devontae Bowsby playing in that game. D'Angelo Ross, Joanne Williams started that game and played 41 snaps.
All night long too.
Basically, every Patriots cornerback struggled in that game, including J.C. Jackson. There's no guarantee that this group is going to be able to keep up with the Bills. They definitely struggled against Justin Jefferson last week, but they're much better equipped, at least from a personnel standpoint, to match up against that Bills team than they were last season.
And you factor in also the health. Jabril Peppers now with the team. As much as you want to talk about the linebackers, athleticism of that group, Duggar, Phillips, Peppers, and McCourty can help out a lot to slow down this upcoming Bills offense.
Absolutely, yeah. Safeties did not play well in that playoff game either. Adrian Phillips allowed a touchdown. Kyle Duggar, I believe, allowed 2 touchdowns. It was just an all-around poor effort by the Patriots, and yeah, that safety group is certainly a strength of their team. Jabril Peppers just popped up on the injury report today with an illness, so we'll see what his status looks like. But yeah, that's definitely one of their stronger position groups, and the secondary as a whole has really been a strength of this Patriots team. It's just going to be a test to see how they handle this closing stretch that really features almost every elite receiver in the NFL.
And a closing stretch that starts out with the Bills. First time they'll face since that playoff loss, 47-17 last January. The Patriots will see if they can have an answer and shut us all up this Thursday night. Zach Cox will have full coverage right here from Gillette.